Cappy's magazine!
Hi everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey, and here we are in Cascade Kingdom, the second kingdom in the game, and it just follows up on everything that we did in the previous walkthrough where we made it through Cap Kingdom. So here you can see this is all about waterfalls. It's very green, it's very beautiful, and don't forget, if you like our video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. But for now we're just going to jump in and try to explore and learn a little bit more about this game. So you can clearly climb just as you always have done, and you can do a flip forward from the top of the pole by pressing B. But you can also see the stunning backdrops in the background with the waterfalls just cascading all around you. So we kind of start in Waterfall Basin, and it is pretty lush and green. And you can see kind of again interacted with bushes and everything else in the environment allows you to unlock different things, whether it's a coin or whether it's a little Cappy block for you to jump off. It just kind of interacting with so many different things. It's just such a detailed game in that way, with so many things that you can interact with. So you can see kind of we can't get up there very easily, but we're going to learn a few things in the game. And the first thing that we learn is the homing cap. And this is essentially when you throw the cap, if you shake the Joy-Con controller, then it will send the cap in a different direction. So if you shake it to the left, it'll send it to the left. If you shake it to the right, it'll send it to the right. So you can home in on different things around you. And we're going to give that a go now. So we're just going to head out with Mario and try that. So you kind of throw the cap and you flick your wrist to the left to send it to the left. And if you want to do it the other way, you kind of flip it out and flip it to the right. So it kind of comes in handy if you're getting people from the left or to the right, and you just need to get the hat to kind of go to the left or right to be able to get in a hit. So we've got a few guys to practice on here and managed to take them all out pretty easily. So almost jumped off the edge of the world there, but managed to stop myself, which is pretty good. So again, just interacting with lots of things, and you can see that new kind of enemies can pop up out of nowhere. So just be careful about that when you're in an area where you know that the enemies are going to be. They will respawn in that area. So just something to be aware of. And here you can see we've got a few things. We've got a few coins to the right. We've got a chomp to the left. We've got random little bits of 2D drawings on the side of rocks. So we've got kind of all sorts of different things going on in this environment, and we've got to work out what we got to do next. So Cappy's here with us. You can see him there, and you can see the waterfall cascading, and there just randomly managed to pick up a heart. So it is well worth exploring things in this game because there are so many things that you can learn. And one of those things is that a chomp will take out these blocks if you can get going in the right direction. So you can see there he will smash up that block, and you can also see that by looking down on ledges you can find lots of different things like these purple coins, and they're a bit weird because there's a specific amount in each kingdom, and there's 50 to find in Cascade Falls. So we've managed to get just 3 there, but there are a lot of others to pick up. So we're just going to get Chomp to destroy this, pick up some coins along the way, and you can see he's going pretty crazy, and he goes even crazier when you take control of him. And you can see by pulling in a certain direction, you can see he will fire back off in the opposite direction. You can see with the little arrows that kind of point out from behind him. And you can also see just behind that rock over there, there is a bit of a glow coming. So clearly something to investigate in that direction. But to begin with, we're going to work out how to make it go in the right direction. So you kind of pull back and then you release the left analog button to be able to get it to go in the right direction. So we're going to try to do that and free up this glowing thing in here. And managed to do that, and it's a power moon. So this is our first power moon in the game, so we're just going to go and pick that up because we will need them to power the ships. So there we go, our first power moon. And now that we've got the first power moon here, we can have a little look around to see what we're going to do next. And what it also did is it opened up this path by knocking down that block to create a bridge. So now we can get up to the next part of the game, which is just around here. And you can see up ahead there is something to interact with. So we're going to jump on down, and that starts us off with the Odyssey, which we can, which will hopefully be able to fly later on when we get enough power moons to be able to fly to the next kingdom. So we need another 4. We've put the first one in, and that's put in those little sail power cells at the top of the Odyssey. So we need to go and find more power moons, and there are a fair few in Cascade Kingdom, and they take a little bit to find. And you can kind of see there's things all over the place, like these coins jumping around. So they're actually really tough to get, and if you don't move quickly enough, then you just won't get them. So we're just continuing to explore the environment, try and see if there's anything more to pick up. So you can see, again, every time you go anywhere near one of these bushes, you'll get a coin. And then we're just going to move up and go to the next part of the level, which is just up and around here. And you can see, looking up at ledges, there are plenty of things to do, but we can't make it up there as of yet. So we'll have to come back and explore that at a later time. So for now, it kind of looks like we're going to have to head up here. And you can see there's some blocks to the right hand side to get. There's a pole to climb up, and there are more purple coins to pick up, which are just here. And you can see that takes our tally to a total of 6. So we've still got a hell of a lot still to pick up. But we do pick up all of the purple coins here in Cascade Kingdom, so you'll see us grabbing those along the way here. There's a lot to explore, so it's going to take a little bit of time, guys. We've still got quite a few little things to show you. So we're just going to pick up this heart here and those coins, and we're going to move on up to the next level. And there's also a boss for us to take on later on in this game, which is quite cool. But for now, it's just all about purple coins and moons. So you can see there's a few more purple coins there, and it's kind of, they're quite high up, so it's not so easy to get to, so you need to time your jump a little bit better than us, so get yourself into a good place. And when you time your jump perfectly, you'll make it up there, but clearly we didn't do that then. But we'll come and grab those a little bit later when it's a little bit easier for us to get them. But for now, we are back to the Chomps. And you can see there are some blocks to break through there to the left and to the right hand side. You can see by getting the Chomp, you can hit one Chomp into the other and create like a bit of a slingshot or a pool move. And you can see it breaks the blocks around the corner. And that's something we'll use a couple of times in the game to be able to advance to the later sections. And we're going to do the same thing now with this other Chomp over here. Because there are plenty of things for us to find, and one of them is up here. But firstly, we need to get the angle right on this, and we've just got one left. And we're going to try and get this Chomp to kind of smash into it, but you can see it doesn't quite reach, and it isn't so easy to create the kind of the pull move to be able to smash it. So we're kind of going to give that one more go, and then let's see. Kind of try and get it there. Yes, we managed to get it, but there's still one left. And to get that final one, we're going to show you that you can also take the giant Chomp and just fire him straight into the block. So that clears a big path for us. So we're just going to keep exploring because there's plenty for us to find around here. And you can see kind of there's some blocks there, and the Chomp can smash them, but kind of for the time being we're just going to leave them. We just wanted to show you that as a possibility. And then climbing up here, we've got what is one of the game's most mental surprises, and it is a T-Rex. And if you've seen any of the videos in advance for the game's release, you'll know that you can take over the T-Rex and stomp around. And it's kind of another example of more realism coming into the game, because this, unlike other things in the game, and there you can see we picked up those 3 coins that we couldn't get a little bit earlier, but unlike other Mario games where it's more cartoon-like, in Super Mario Odyssey, we're getting more realism coming into the game, and this kind of, although it's not the perfect T-Rex, it does look much more like an actual T-Rex instead of a cartoon adaptation of it. And you can see you can kind of attack things with B and stomp around. The T-Rex is pretty slow, doesn't move loads of fast, but it does cause a lot of damage, so you could crash through those walls that we kind of use the Chomps to be able to break. And you can kind of head up here, and you can make it over that bridge with him, but we're gonna just head on back down, have a bit of a stomp around and see what's going on down here. We're just kind of looking for things that we can get, and there we've managed to get stuck behind the tail. But essentially looking around and exploring different things will help you find new paths and new ways of getting all the collectibles that are in a level. And we didn't get all of the power moons in this video, and we kind of suspect we'll need to come back to a few of these lands a little bit later on anyway. But we're just going to try and make it through as much of this as possible. So you can see we can't get through there at the moment, and there's a brick in the way, but that brick isn't always there, so we'll come back and show you that a little bit later. But for now, we're just going to continue picking up purple coins. So there's those 3 there, and you just do that by using the homing cap, which we showed you a little bit earlier. And just coming around here, we've got another waypoint that we can set, and with those waypoints you can fast travel to them. So if you're kind of bored of walking around, you can just get to the area that you want to go to pretty quickly. And here's another travel tip, which is the spin throw. And here you'll be able to spin the cap around and around to be able to get enemies, or in this case just behind us there's a load of flowers for us to get. So essentially snap the Joy-Con to the side, both of them in one motion, and you will create the spin move, which we're going to show you now. So as you can see on the screen, you just kind of do a bit of a spin, and it got everything, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to try and take that same move and take on the little critters on the bridge. So we're on to Stone Bridge. We're just going to try and get the spin move in. Yeah, it works pretty well. And there you can see another one kind of appeared out of nowhere. It's just hiding underground or something. And there's another one coming up out of nowhere. So that's something to be aware of, that enemies do kind of appear out of nowhere. Okay, so we're just climbing up here and having a look for some more purple coins. So there are 3 more there, and that takes our tally up to 15. So still a long way to go, but there is another Chomp here, and you can see there's some coins up there. There's some kind of 2D effect thing going on the walls. Chomps managed the Chompers, but we've taken control of him, and here we're going to try and smash that wall, which allows us to take on our first 2D element of the game. So here, with the Chomp out of the way, you can go into 2D view, and it's pretty much like playing Mario, but in a kind of weird, kind of 2D surreal world. So we're just going to have a look around just to make sure there's nothing else we're missing. And there you can see, by doing that, we managed to find 3 more purple coins, and that takes us up to 18, which is always worth doing. And now we're going to take on the 2D effect. So we're just gonna, I mean, if you've ever played Mario, the original Mario, then this will feel pretty comfortable to you, much in the same way it does for us. And we're just gonna take out as many of these blocks to see which are coins and which ones can be broken. And there you can see one's broken, and the rest of them turned into coins. And we're just gonna continue that same principle all the way through, trying to get everything as we go. And there you can see we've taken out the Goomba, and we can jump up here. And it's kind of, we made it a bit more difficult for ourselves to be able to get that last coin block there, and we can't do the stomp down to be able to get it. But if you persevere at this kind of stuff, you can get those coin spots. So it's kind of worth keeping on trying where you can. So we're going to head up a little bit now. As soon as we've tried to break a few more of these blocks, and there we go, that's another coin. And we're just going to head up now. We can't manage to get up there, but there we go, smashing a few more blocks. Just get all of them really. There we go. And we're just going to jump up, and hopefully at the end of this we'll be able to get a little bit closer to a few more moons. So we've managed to take Fossil Falls heights, and we're just going to get a bit of height now to be able to see what's going on and to pick up this heart, which we don't massively need in all fairness, but we're just going to pick it up anyway because we're pretty sure in the distance there we saw a bit of a big boss. But we're just having a look around to see if there's anything else we need to pick up down here, and we're kind of heading back down here to take out some more of these guys, just because we kind of think we might have missed some things down here. So we're just doing a bit more exploring before we take on the boss. So just heading back around, heading back down and around here, and you can see, yeah, there's some cap jumps there, so we're going to take those on, and we saw some purple coins to pick up to increase our tally. So we've currently got 18. If there's another 3, that should take us up to 21, which is very close to the halfway point, which will be very nice. So we're just going to come back to this area a little bit later, and there you can see there's some more 2D artwork on the wall, and in this case you can interact with it to get a heart. So now we can head back upwards again, having picked up a few more purple coins, and we're just using the directional camera angle to be able to look around to see whether or not there's anything that we've missed, because that's going to be the way this game plays out. You're going to use that directional camera angle to find things that you might have missed, like those purple coins that we just picked up. And you can also see there where we just ignored the enemies. We just kind of ignore those little critters and walk past them. So that's something for you to consider as you're taking on the game. And kind of we're going back into 2D view now to quickly make it up to the top area again, and possibly to take on that boss at the top there, because it's always exciting to take on Mario bosses. They're always pretty cool. We're just going to take on these to be able to smash through that block there, and that does that quite nicely. So now we are just going around to take on the boss, and just picking up a few more coins along the way, but you can see down there it doesn't look like we've missed a great deal in all fairness. So I guess it's just a case of heading on in to take on what looks like quite a weird looking boss. So just going to kick some stones out of the way and take this one on. And she's a weird one, but she's got like a little bit of a chomp on a chain as her dog, and you pull it off in the direction and fire it back at her, and then she will give chase. Even when you take control of the chomp, she does kind of trying to rein it in. So here we're just trying to pick up the coins, take control of the chomp, and when it's got its hat on, you can't take control of it. So you've got to take the hat off first, and then you can take control of the chomp, and then we can fire it right back at her. But you can see she kind of struggles against it. So we need to give ourselves enough space and fire it back. So there we go, that's 2 hits. So 2 hits in, we're thinking that maybe one more will finish her off, and there you go, she's thrown the chomp back at you, and now it's a case of waiting for it to come over, taking control of it, and then again firing when you can. You just need to kind of drag it in the right direction and hit up the final hit, and there we go. We got some more moons, but not quite enough, so that gave us a total of 4 moons. So we still need 1 more moon, but there are plenty of moons to find here in Cascade Kingdom. So we're just going to keep looking, and you can see there's some purple coins up there. So we're going to head out in search of a few more things before we move on to the next kingdom and activate all of the moons. So we definitely need to pick up at least 1 more moon, but we're going to pick up a few more. And we're also going to try to finish off all of the purple coins. So we've got a little batch of them over there, which we're going to go and hunt down. So just going to kind of meander around past these chomps. And there you can see kind of the top of the Odyssey. But we'll get to flying that a little bit later on as it gets activated once again. And you can also see we found a target area. So clearly there is something to be had there. So we're just going to take control of this chomp and activate that target area. So we're just going to fire in now. But we got hit by one of the other chomps. So if that happens, then you will lose the chomp that you're in. So that, unfortunately, that only gave us a load of coins, which is kind of fine, but it's nothing too exciting. But we can see the rest of these purple coins here. So we've got 21 now, and this takes us up to 24. So getting closer and closer to the complete 50 that we're trying to find. And we're just going to see if we can jump up here. It's a bit of a high ledge, but managed it nonetheless, and keeping on exploring. So we found those purple coins a little bit earlier. We've already been into the 2D area there, so just picking up coins as we go, and just going to see if there's anything around here. Doesn't look like it. Just going to look around. We've got these critters on the bridge, so just going to kind of bypass them as quickly as we can. And we've already been around Stone Bridge, and it doesn't look like there's anything up on those ledges there. But maybe just around this corner, maybe there's something to do. So we're just going to head on down here. So we're just going to climb up and just have a look to see if there's anything that we're missing around here. We kind of want to smash those blocks to see what's under it, but you can see that Cappy doesn't actually have any impact on those blocks. The only way you can smash those are with a Chomp or with the T-Rex, who is back at the top of here sleeping away like a baby. So we're just going to have a little explore around here just to see if there's anything else that we're missing, but it doesn't look like there is. But you can see there is another moon at the top of there. So clearly we need to get down there, and it looks like there's a big load of blocks in the way. So if we want to get to that moon, then we need to figure out a way to get rid of those blocks. And one of the ways that we know we can get rid of blocks is with a massive T-Rex. So we're going to take control of the T-Rex again now, and start roaring and stomping down the hill. So you can see that the T-Rex takes out those blocks. So theoretically we should be able to get down there, smash that block area out of the way, and hopefully be able to get access to the top ledge a little bit easier, well, at all. Whereas at the moment we can't do it at all. So we're just going to get out of the T-Rex now, and so we can go up and get into the pipe. Although there's a big chunk of coins there, and we managed to get them this time. So here we are going into the pipe, and that brings us out at the top ledge where we can find this moon. So that's the moon picked up, and we've kind of got we've got more than enough. We've got the moons that we need. We've got enough moons now, but we're just going to keep looking for additional moons, which might come in handy later on in the game. And we also want to try to finish off all of the purple coins. So we're going to continue searching for those now. And you can see that's a moon that we've already taken. We're just going to have a look around, kind of seeing if there's anything in the water. Doesn't look like it. There's a few things down there. There's some coins here, and randomly here is a power moon that we've managed to miss a little bit earlier. So that takes our tally up to, I think, like 6 maybe. I think 6. So we're just going to keep going around, and I think we can see something in the distance there that we can check out. So we're just going to grab these coins, and it looks like a toad. So we're just going to head down and see what the toad is talking about. So, saying hi Mario. Okay, so essentially if we're having problems finding the power moons, we can give Toad 50 coins and he will give us a hint about how to get to it. But we're going to say no to that, and we're going to keep on hunting away. But you can use that to get some hints if you are struggling to find any additional moons. And you can also see we managed to find an extra 3 purple coins, so that was a good bit of luck. So clearly you've this is an area that we've come from early on and we didn't see those, so it is well worth re-exploring some of the areas you think you've already done, because there is a lot more. And there you go, you see we found another 3 coins, so that takes us up to 30, and suddenly we're feeling a little bit close to getting the full 50, which we want to do before the end of this walkthrough. So now we're going to head back up and we're going to see what else we can find. So heading back around on these blocks, and we're pretty sure we already got those down there. So we're just going to head back around and potentially head up around here to see what else there is. So just heading back over the bridge, and you can see the water effect still looking as cool as it was earlier. And we're just going to have a look around to see if there's anything down here. And yes, under the water we've managed to find 3 more coins. So we're just going to head down under the water and pick those up. And we're up to 33. So getting very close to completing them. So this is also our first dunk under the water. So that went pretty well, I guess. We managed to survive at least. So we're just going to jump out of the water and see if there are any other things that we can find around here. So heading back over the bridge, which is pretty, it's pretty cool that we kind of created that bridge a little bit earlier, but we're going to keep on looking for items. So just keep on exploring. It kind of sometimes looks like you might find something in these nooks and crannies, but it turns out there was nothing there. We're just going to head back up and around here and use the angle of the camera to try and find additional things. So get out of the way of this chomp, head back around, and it can sometimes feel like you're kind of covering old ground, which can get a little bit, if not frustrating, but a little bit kind of challenging. But you can see that by covering old ground you find new things, and we just saw another 3 coins. So we're just going to head up and try and get those from that ledge. So we've already been up here, and they're so easy to miss, these ledges, that it's well worth just using the angle of the camera to have a scour around to see what you've missed. And there you go, it shows that by persevering and by checking out everything that you could potentially have missed, you'll find extra items, which you might not want to complete 100% of the game, so don't feel the need to do everything. But for anybody that really does, then it's worth looking around. And here is Talker 2, and Talker 2 essentially gives you hints. So he's given us a hint that Hidden Chasm Passage is a bit of a clue, so maybe we'll find something there. So you can kind of head back to Talker 2 anytime you are struggling. But we're going to keep heading up to see what else we can find. And you can see by these chomps there is another moon. So it's one that we missed a little bit earlier, and we're just going to take control of this chomp here, and we're just going to smash it into those blocks to reveal yet another power moon, which should take us up to around about 7 maybe, which is not a bad haul considering we only need 5 to power the Odyssey. So that's yet another moon completed, and again showing that it's well worth exploring to see what else you can find. So now that we've managed to smash that block out of the way, we've also managed to quite randomly discover another 3 purple coins. So now we're up to 40, and we only need 10 purple coins to be able to complete all of the purple coins. So we're just going to smash these blocks up here to see what's underneath them. You never know what you're going to find, is what we've found out by playing quite a lot of Super Mario Odyssey. So it is well worth checking out what's underneath things, what's underneath blocks like this that you can break. So it takes a little bit of time to smash them, unfortunately, but you can see there's a bit of a trampoline going on. So that would help us to get up here, but we've already been able to get up here. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be massively useful, but it's definitely worth exploring and trying to find these things. And if nothing else, it gives us more of an opportunity to appreciate the coolness of Cappy, and being able to take control of him, and being able to use environmental elements like the chomp and these blocks to be able to find new ways to walk around. So here there's only 1 more to go, and that should free up the entirety of the trampoline. As you can see, there isn't anything massive underneath it, but hey, Mario gets to do some jumping. So that aside, and moving swiftly on past that point, if you go back over the bridge and head down here, you can see there's a door. So we are just going to open that door with Cappy and head on in. So inside here, you can see in the distance there is a bit more of the 2D Super Mario fun. So we're going to take some of that action on now and jump up and see what we can find at the top of here. So in through the little pipe and into 2D. So it's exactly like you'd expect from Super Mario Brothers. And there you can see the Koopa Trooper is smashing through the Goombas, and we are into what looks like some very traditional Super Mario 2D action. So we're just going to jump up and over here and into that extra pipe there. But you can kind of, we're suspecting there's more to these levels than they make out. So we're going to come back and explore them in a bit more detail. But for now, we're just going to go through the main route and pick up all of the coins and pick up anything else that we can find. So again, you kind of transition between 2D and 3D, and you jump in across these moving blocks, and look, you can see we've managed to get ourselves into a bit of trouble there. So we're coming up, but you can also see there are some other 2D levels underneath, and there wasn't a very easy way of getting to them from what we could see. So that is going to be something that we will come back and explore a little bit later, but we can see a power moon to the right hand side that we are going to get now. So we're just going to pick that up, and that will add to our tally of power moons, which is quite cool. So we're just getting a little bit more of a kind of a head start on the power moons, because we're expecting that in later levels it will be more difficult to find power moons and more difficult to progress to the later levels. So it's kind of important to get into the habit of picking up as many as you can in each level. So here we are back on the bridge with more of these crazy little critters to nudge out of the way. So we're not going to get all of them just because they just keep coming. We're just going to head around here and see what else that we can find, to see if there's anything else that we missed around here. So we've already got those purple coins there, and we can see some hats there, but we kind of got those purple coins as well. So it kind of looks like we've covered those bases. So we're just going to head back up again to the top level. And again, we're just not going to bother stopping and getting everything. We're just going to head up to the top relatively quickly as soon as we can stop falling and and actually play the game much better than we are right now. But we're just going to jump up to the top, get back into 3D view, and get back into hunting things down. So what we want to do is try and get a little bit of height to see if there's anything that we're missing, and we're just trying to have a look around the ledges to see if there's any special places that we can get to be able to get some either some purple coins or a power moon. So we're just kind of have a little explore around here, but it doesn't look like there's anything that we can see on this ledge, nor is there a great deal down there. But it is very well worth exploring, because 1 time out of 10 you will definitely find something, and it's kind of worth picking them up as well. So we're just going to head up here and grab a heart, just to see if we can increase our health with it, and to do a lovely forward jump off it, but also to have a look around to see if there is anything. So we can kind of see a few things in the distance there, possibly a power moon. So again, it's really useful to have a look around and use vantage points to be able to see what's in the distance like that, because when you're down on the ground you can't always see the right angle to be able to see that there's a power moon that you can pick up. So luckily we managed to see that there is one just over this rise. So just going to head up and hopefully jump over and pick it up. So there you go, it's not just the power moon, it's a power moon and 3 purple coins. So we're just going to head over and get the power moon first, make sure we don't fall, and jump on over and pick it up. So there we go, another power moon in the bag across the floating aisles. So if we head back now to the middle, we'll be able to pick up 3 more purple coins, and you can also see under there it looks like there might well be another pipe for us to head into. So we'll come back and have a look at that a little bit later, but for now we're just going to head to the middle and pick up these purple coins in the middle. So that's another 3, and suddenly we are super close to getting the 50. We only need 7 more purple coins to be able to make it. So jumping back over, heading back down and seeing what else we can find. And kind of this looks all a little bit interesting, so we're going to explore this a little bit more. So you can see there's another travel tip next to this weird looking scarecrow. So this is about the triple jump, and for anybody that knows Mario, you must know the triple jump, and it's all about timing. So the triple jump itself is quite easy to do, but if you get hit by a block in front of you before you can land the last one, then it will stop you. So make sure you time it just perfectly, just like that, to be able to get that power moon there. And added to our tally. So there you go, those blocks disappear. So there's like a timed effect on those blocks, but we managed to make it to the top in time. So next up, we need to go hunting for more purple coins, as there's 7 more to get, and there are also a good number of moons still to find. So we're going out to try and find more of all of that. So we're just going to bypass these chomps and just sort of have a look down here, because we thought we saw something a little earlier. So we're just going to try and find how best to get down to that, and hopefully we can find it by having a look back at the top of this vantage point, so we can have a look around to see what there is. And yeah, is it just down there? I think we need to head down to try and find some more purple coins and possibly a power moon or two. So we're just going to head on down now to see what else we can find. So we're just going to have another look down this ledge, and we can see something in the distance there. So we think it's another toad, so we're just going to go over and have a look to see what that is. Theoretically, if it's another toad, it could just be some more information. So we're just going to head on over and try and jump off this ledge and get onto the right space. So we can see it's just down there, so we just need to work out how we're going to get down there without falling to our deaths. And it looks like it's relatively easy, so here we are. Let's see what Toad's got to say. So it turns out Toad gives you a power moon, and it's Captain Toad. So he is hunting power moons too. So nice one to Captain Toad for giving us a power moon. So we are doing pretty well on the power moon stake, but we still got those 7 coins to find. So we're just hunting the skyline to see where else they might be. We're just going to head back around here to see what else there is, because we're pretty sure there was a new pipe appeared just around this corner, which we saw when we were up top. There was a block in the way, or a big stone in the way, the last time we came through here, so we're just going to head into that pipe now. Not too sure how it managed to open, but either way it has opened. So now we're in here, and it's back to taking over the chomps. And you can see here we clearly need to use the chomp to be able to hit that target. So we're going to be able to smash one into the other and use that to be able to hit the target, which then opens this door to be able to move through to the next section. So we're going to move into the next section now, and you can see there are more chomps for you to try to take out. So here we're just going to lure this one at you, and then we're going to take control of it with Cappy. And we just got to get the angle about right, which we did then, and that opens up the second door, and you can see there are more chomps for you to take on. So we're just going to have a look. It doesn't look like there's anything we can get over here, and that purple water looks like it would burn us to shreds. So we're going to jump up here and take on this next set of chomps, and there are 3 of them. So this is going to be a proper ping pong situation. So there you can see it's easy to fire them off in the wrong direction. So we're just going to try and get the angles about right. It's kind of tricky. That didn't work, so it looked like it was pretty good, but we're going to need to try and angle that up a little bit better. So that's probably another, the angle wasn't right there. So clearly it is a bit of a tricky one. So take control of the chomp again, and we need to angle it just a little bit more there. So a little bit more, there we go. There we go, that's it. Okay, so it needed to be a little bit more straight on the second chomp. And that opens up yet another area. And we can head on in to pick up another power moon. So we're getting quite a good haul of power moons at the moment, which is good, and we're also getting quite close to getting all of the purple coins. So all of the looking around and hunting around has paid off. So we're back around by where the 2D section is, where we use the giant chomp to be able to get the 2D section, and we're going back in here through this door to explore that area that we tried out a little bit earlier on, and hopefully this time we can find the additional ways through. So you can see in the background there's additional routes somehow, and we need to work out how we're going to get up there. So we're just going to head back around as quickly as we can, and we're going to try and figure out a way to get through. So back through the pipe and past this Koopa Trooper, who will take out all the Goombas, which is, you know, always nice to see. And then we're just going to use these stepping stones, these moving blocks, to be able to get as high as possible. So you can see we could have taken that pipe, but we're betting that when we go up here we can make it over, and that gives us a good idea of how we're going to make it through to the next section. So you can see here we're back to where we were, but you can see where we want to get to. So we're going to try and work out how we get there, and to start with we're going to have to go over those moving blocks to begin with and try and puzzle out a way down into that section below. It kind of looks like maybe there's a pipe coming out of the ground, so we're just going to try our hat here and a few stomps, but it doesn't look like that's doing anything. Kind of want to be able to see what's in the next section as well. Just keep trying a couple of stomps, but it doesn't seem to work. So just, you can get a better angle, and you can see down there's a little ledge down there, and it's just working out a way to get down there without necessarily falling to our doom. So we're just going to try tottering on down and see if that works. And it does, that's how you make it down there. This game is incredible. So here we're into another 2D section, and you can see there's a Koopa Trooper, there are plenty of blocks, and there's a pipe up to the left, but there's also a block to the right, which gives us a good indication that there is something down there. So we're just going to take all of this out, pick up the coins, nudge that Koopa Trooper in the direction of that block which breaks, and then we're just going to grab the rest of these coins now and maybe break the rest of these blocks as well, just to see if there's anything in there. Yes, another coin. So now we're going to head over here, and it looks like here is where there is an extra moon. So we have picked up another moon to add to our haul. And so that is that done, and now we're going to see what else we can find down here. So we're just going to head back around to see if there's anything else that we're missing, and you can see there was a little pipe there for us to go through, so we're just going to head up through that. But it kind of looks like it just takes us back to this main section here, and just similar like we did before, what we want to do is ideally jump across all of these and try and get on the high ledge. So we're going to try and pull that off now. It might take a little bit of practice, so you might want to do that yourself, but we kind of did a bit of practice, and if you just let yourself go up high and then jump, you should be able to make it across. And if you keep walking on across, you come out over here and find 4 more purple coins, which is a pretty good haul to pick up, and that takes us up to 47, and now we only need 3 more to complete all of the coins. And while that looks tempting to jump down, we're not going to. So here we are back underneath the waterfall to pick up the last of the 3 coins, and it took us quite a while of hunting to find these. So if you go back right down to the very beginning, hunt underneath the waterfall, you will find it, and you'll also find this weird picture. Now we're not too sure what it does, but as soon as we figure it out we will come back and let you know, but we're expecting it to be something a little bit later in the game, and possibly linking back to Mario 64 in some way, but as soon as we find out we will come back and explore it. So we're just heading back under the waterfall out to the main section, past those purple coins that we found a little bit earlier, and we're just coming around this corner to see what else we can find. And we kind of see there's another one of these weird looking scarecrow things, so we're going to try and activate that now and you can see that that activates a number of moving blocks and gives us yet another power moon to take. So we're just going to head on over and grab that power moon, which gives us quite a lot of power moons now. So just need to stop ourselves from going down the waterfall. Just keep pressing B, jump, jump and B. And that gives us all of the 50 purple coins, and that gives us also enough power moons to power the Odyssey, which we're just going to head around and start up now. And this will allow us to go to the next kingdom. So you can see here by throwing your cap at the moon, it means the Odyssey is restored, and we've got 14 power moons in total in the Odyssey, so it's got a good tank to be able to go flying. And we're going to try and see what the next kingdom is by pressing A, which will show us where we're going to next. And here you can see the next option to go to is Sand Kingdom, so we will be picking that up in the next walkthrough video. But you can also see that you can kind of go backwards. So we're in Cascade Kingdom, we can go back to Cap Kingdom, you can go forward to Sand Kingdom, and we know there's more power moons back in Cap Kingdom, so we're sure we'll head back there at a later date to complete all of those. And that's the end of our walkthrough for Cascade Kingdom. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, share and comment as much as possible, and don't forget to come back for more walkthrough videos for Super Mario Odyssey, where we will be picking up in Sand Kingdom. Thanks guys, goodbye!